Hello friends, welcome to my channel Textile Gyan. I am Prakash Kude, Assistant Professor in Yamil Textile Engineering College, Pilwara, Rajasthan. Today we'll basically talk about what are the flow instabilities are there in melt spinning. Because one of the most prime concern in the fiber industry is to produce the filament with uniform diameter and cross sections. So this flow instabilities which can introduce this non-uniformity in the fiber or filament cross section or diameter, and that therefore it need to be avoided. So the main instabilities that are arises during your fiber spinning, they are considered under two headings. One in which the first which has the origin in your spin rate channels. So under this spin rate channel there are two instabilities that will occurs, that are your die swell and melt fracture. And the second type of flow instability that will occur when your spin draw ratio reaches a critical value that we call as a term as your draw resonance. Now I'll see what is the basic concept of your die swell and melt fracture. These are the instabilities which occur in your spin rate channel or in your during your coming out of your spin rate channel. So die swell is a phenomena that will occur as it is bulging out in your extruded filament has been there at your spin rate exit. So when polymeric fluid, when it is coming out of your spin rate or capillary, they will bulge out, so there is an increasing diameter of that polymeric fluid. So in my last video we also talk about that what is the basic concept of your die swell. Similarly, the melt fracture, that will refers to as your distortion of your extruded surface, while its severity ranges from your simple roughness to the helical indentation. So both these flow stabilities are believed to result mainly from your elastic energy which has been stored in your viscoelastic fluid during the passage through the spin rate orifice. So these are mainly these two instabilities that will be occur due to the elastic energy which has been stored in your viscoelastic fluid during the passage through the spin rate orifice. If the relaxation rate of the fluid molecule is very high or fast, the significant relaxation of your stored elastic energy can be take place. So now we'll see what is basic meaning of your die swell and how it occurs. As polymer is extruded through the spin rate hole under pressure, some amount of energy is utilized in flowing that fluid, and some part of energy has been stored as your elastic energy. So when polymer is coming out on other end, this stored energy is released and the polymer fluid relaxes to a swelling of your extruded fluid jet. So whatever the stored elastic energy is there, they will try to relax. So they will, due to that relaxation of your stored elastic energy, the polymer fluid which is coming out of your spin rate, so they will try to relax. So due to that, there is a swelling of your extruded fluid jet has been happened. So that phenomena we normally call as a die swell. And this, how we can measure this die swell, that is measured as the ratio of your diameter of your swollen extruder and divided by the diameter of your spin rate or orifice or die. So that is that if we have the ratio of your diameter of your swollen extrude and the diameter of spin rate, from that we can get the extruded swell or die swell. Higher extruded swell result in improper flowing of your polymeric fluid in your spinning line. So therefore it need to be avoided or it need to be minimized, because if there is a high die swell or swelling of your polymeric fluid, so that will result in your improper flow or spinning of your material in your spinning line has been happened, so that need to be minimized. So it may also result in your fusing of your material. A spin rate hole are placed very close to each other. There is another possibility that could be your fusing of your filament has been happen if spin rate holes are very close to each other. In order to reduce this extruded swell, the flow condition must be controlled in such a way that we can control their elastic characteristics of your polymeric fluid. So to reduce this die-swell phenomena or extruded swell, we need to maintain your flow condition such a way that it can control your elastic characteristic of your polymeric fluid. So what are the factors that will affects or that will depend on affects your extruded swell? So the extent of swelling, if you see this is the diameter of your polymeric fluid in the orifice, or we can say that in the spin rate, if it is D1 and if it is coming out of your spin rate, it has been bulged out. So this is your outlet diameter of your extruded. So if you divide this capital D1 by this small d1, we will get the die-swell ratio. So that will be depend upon the amount of energy which has been stored in your polymer during it is traveling through the spin rate cylinder. The factor which would make this more polymer more elastic would result in your higher storage of your elastic energy, therefore gives the higher extruded swell on your extrusion. So if they have the polymer, if it is having the higher elastic in nature, so there will be chances that higher extruded swell can be happen because of the higher storage of your elastic energy. So as fluid shows elasticity as mentioned earlier, because of this inability to dissipate the stored energy through the chain relaxation. Therefore, if the relaxation time of this polymer is reduced, the extruded swell also reduces. So how we can reduce this? If you reduce this relaxation time which has been given for polymer to recover from their original conditions, so in that case the extruded swell can be reduces. So this can be achieved by increasing your temperature of your melt spinning, or we can lower your molecular weight of your spinning polymer, or other way we can add the plasticizer or certain additives in the polymeric fluid. So these are the 4 different ways how we can reduce the extruded swell. First, we can gives the less relaxation time for polymer, that will also result in the die swell can be reduces. At the same time, if you increase your temperature of your spinning, that will also reduces your die swell or extruded swell. Or if you reduce the molecular weight of that polymer, that also result in your reduction in your extruded swell. In certain cases, we can add certain plasticizers or certain additives in your polymeric fluid that could result in your reduction in your extruded swell. Alternately, the polymer may be provided more time inside the spin rate so that it has sufficient time to release its stored energy before extrusion. So another way by which we can reduce this is we can give much more time inside the spin rate itself so that it can get the sufficient time to relax or release their stored energy before it has been extruded. So therefore the dimension of the spin rate has a big role to play in reducing your extruded swell. Higher the length to diameter ratio for a given spin rate diameter is beneficial in reducing this instability. So this dimension of your spin rate is one of the most important, playing the role in reducing your extruded swell. If you are increasing your length to diameter ratio of that spin rate, so that will result in your reducing the instability or reduction in your extruded swell. When polymer with extremely high molecular weight are spun, in such case, such as the high molecular weight polyester or HDPE we need to produce, So then in that case, length to diameter ratio of your spindle holes are need to be kept high to allow the polymeric fluid to release their store elastic energy before it has to be extrusion. So in case if you want to spun high molecular weight polymer, that could be HDP or that could be high molecular weight polyester, in that case we need to keep this spindle hole length to diameter ratio should be higher so that we can get the sufficient time for that polymer to relax or release their store energy before it need to be extruded. Next is here the polydispersity index, which is known as the molecular weight distribution, also has a significant influence on your extruded swell. So this extruded swell has been found to increases with PDI, that is polydispersity index for a series of linear low density polyethylene polymer with same molecular weight. So if you are increasing your polydispersity index, so that will result in your increasing your extruded swell. So on other hand, the extruded swell can be reduced by reducing the rate of fluid deformation. So by reducing your rate of fluid deformations, we can also reduce the extruded swell. So higher shear rate also result in your higher stored energy per unit time. That would causes the higher extruded swell ratio. So since the shear rate may also lower by either decreasing the flow rate for a given spin rate or increasing the diameter of your spin rate capillary for a given flow rate. So these are the conditions by which we can reduce the extruded swell or die swell. Now the next instability is your melt fracture. The melt fracture, it is indicated by the distortion of your extruded filament. So it can be visible easily on your surface of filament as the irregularities. As name it suggests, the melt fracture is your fracture of molten filament as it is flows through the spindle into your spinning space. So this is ultimately the fracture of your molten material as it is flowing through the spindle into your spinning space. It happens because of this inability of polymer melt to stay together as a continuous fluid at a high shear rate. At any given temperature, this polymeric network has a certain degree of mobility, as we know, and it can move only at a shear rate lower than the critical value known as critical shear rate. So at any given temperature, the polymer has, as we know, that it has a certain mobility, but it can move only at such shear rate that could be lower than that of your critical value that we call as a critical shear rate. If the polymer is made to flow at the shear rate higher than the critical value, so it is unable to keep their continuum and move in discontinuous flow. Since the shear rate are highest at the wall of your capillary, and this is the first sign of fracture appear on the surface of extruded filament in the form of distortion. Now, what are the factors on which this melt fracture depends? The value of this your critical shear rate for melt fracture of your polymer, that will depend upon the ability to move at a given set of conditions. Faster a polymer network is able to relax, the higher is its value of critical shear rate as those conditions. So this relaxation time of your polymer decreases with the following parameters. What are the parameters? First is the relaxation time can be decreases by increasing your temperature of your flow, by decreasing your molecular weight and distribution, and with the presence of your plasticizer or additives, we can do the relaxation time of your polymer can be decreases. The shear rate for an onset of melt fracture are strongly dependent upon your molecular weight. So this is a one type of fracture extrude which has been appears on your polymer. We can seen in from this figure. So during spinning, this melt fractures occurs if polymer is made to flow at a flow rate that would create the shear rate higher than that is critical value in a given spin rate at given spinning temperature. This melt fracture normally occurs near the exit of your spin rate plate because the face of your spin rate plate tends to have low temperature due to its exposure to the cooling quenching zone just below the spin rate. So this phenomena normally occur at the exit of your spin rate plate because the face of your extruded plates have the lower temperature as it is directly exposing to the quenching zone just below it. Since this critical shear rate of your polymer that will depend upon your temperature at which it's flowing, the lower temperature may causes the melt fractures to be happen at that positions. So this low temperature that ultimately causes this melt fracture. So to avoid this melt fracture at the exit portion of your spin rate plate, a heater band can be used just below your spin rate to avoid the cooling of your spin rate plate surface. So this is the way by which we can avoid this melt fracture or distortion of your spin rate, like surface of your fiber can be occur, that can be avoided by keeping the heater band just below the spin rate plate. So to avoid the cooling of your spin rate plate surfaces. Next, that flow instability which occurs in your extensional flow or in spinning line, that is your draw resonance. So what is draw resonance? So draw resonance occurs in your extensionable flow region of your spinning line after the extrusion of your filament. This is the phenomena where we can see there is a periodic fluctuation of your filament diameter at the takeoff of your spinning line. So there is a periodic fluctuation in the diameter has been happened that we normally call as a draw resonance. So that manifests itself at a critical draw ratio by occurrences of substantial periodic oscillation in your spin line variables. That could be your filament cross section and tension that despite maintaining your extrusion rate and takeoff velocity. So it can be recorded as the systematic deviation from unity in ratio of maximum to minimum diameter of your drawn filament with increasing draw ratio. Since this draw ratio is undesirable behavior of your polymer fluid which affect the stability of your polymer processing, and avoiding this draw resonance induce spin break essential in producing continuous fiber having uniform thickness and properties. So in this video we are talk about what are the flow instabilities which has been there, and I hope you understood this part. So stay tuned to my channel. Also like, share and comment on this video.